All right, we're live. We are live. We're doing Bitcoin price predictions. We got one message here. We got one person watching. We got one thumbs up. This is what we're doing. All right, so I got the chat right here set up so I can see whoever comes in. We're going to be doing Bitcoin price predictions, technical analysis, show me your project. That's what we're doing. So let's see how it goes. That's the plan. So we're going to be looking at BTC's price. Let's put this right here. From Otoshi, what's up, bro? Is the stream good? I'm not sure. Leave me a chat if the stream is coming out good, because I'm using a new streaming process, so I'm not sure how it's working that good or if it's not working that good. So just let me know. How's that working out? We're gonna do some BTC. What's up? Okay, we got some people joining up. And also, I know it says BTC price prediction. We're gonna do ETH. We're gonna look at Bone. We're gonna look at couple things, couple tokens. So if you guys want to show me a project, if you guys got a project in mind that you guys want to put in the chat, let me know. Okay, works good. Perfect. That's what's up. Okay, the OBS is working. So Fomotoshi, since you joined first, right? You joined us first, and you were asking me about the prices of ETH, right? So we're gonna do this live really quick and check this out. I already drew a horizontal line on the daily chart. So we're looking right here, that 500 that you talked about, that could be one area right here. And we can see that obviously because of this prior resistance stuff that I always talk about on the channel over here. And then it becoming a future support. So that's that future support right there. So that resistance becoming future support. And then that we break past it and we just have this, big ride or whatnot. But what we're going to do is add some of these indicators that I've been using. They're brand new and I really like them. I think they work pretty well. Right here, it's called the WTX. So you just go to your indicators. I got it saved under my favorites, and it's this one right here, Wave Trend Oscillator. And this one right here will get you straight. It would actually put this one as well. They're both going to pop up. This buy and sell signals on also the bottom and also on the top, right? Before we do that, so it doesn't look too cluttered, let's go ahead and layer this chart. Excuse me. Layer this chart with some time frames and work our way down so we can see what's going on in the current state that we're at. I haven't done price predictions on ETH really at all, which I should. Let's go down to the hour chart. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so this is that key area right here. We can see that right there. Get that horizontal line. We got this one right here as well. This is around that 1200. I see one right here that we're holding on to. We got this resistance right here. So holding on to this is crucial. Really, everything's going to be going on Bitcoin's price pretty heavily. And this is where we look at this one right here, where it is important for Bitcoin to hold on to this price range right here, because how many people we got? We got 3 people. What's up, 3 people? It's just us up in here. Show me your projects. If it's on Dex tools, whatever it might be, doesn't matter. We'll check it out and look at the price as well. So real quick, before we go to the ETH prices, let's go ahead and understand what's going on with BTC and how important this price range is right now, because it's this actual area that we got to protect, this exact mark that I've been talking about for a while, right? Those who watch the channel, I appreciate it. Those who are subscribed, I appreciate the bell notification from Motoshi. You're epic. This is something that we talked about a lot, this range between this 20,000 and that 25K. And it's because of this right here, right? We got this, that prior resistance at that 19K, and we shot up all the way to the all-time highs. We never made a support on there again. We just took off and the euphoria took over us and we're just, riding that. Then we made a support, but FTX happens, the collapse of Alameda Research and all those things going on actually pulled us underneath. And even, prior to that, there was some FUD going on and all. We kind of knew what was going to go on. We have Voyager and all these things going on. So there was a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market. We have this breakdown to the downside, but then Bitcoin kind of recovers and starts to go up. Now this price right here is crucial, this 20K, because this is a price that was a resistance before. We talked about it a lot on the channel. I keep mentioning it because I started, trading crypto and whatnot since 2017. And this is our all-time high. We can see that right there where, 2017, we rock up, we go all the way to 19K. And this was a brutal time for anybody during crypto. Nobody believed you. Everybody thought it was a scam. We have these taps or whatever. But finally, when we got right here, we tapped it one more time and then we broke through it. That's when that big FOMO kicks in. That's when the prices start to pump up, because that was a psychological barrier for Bitcoin to break through. then after the Wyckoff distribution pattern, we find ourselves here again, but then FTX crushes us. Right now, we're in this crucial area right now. Very crucial. I know I've seen some YouTube videos, people are talking about 18,000, and we can see that it holds, it's true a little bit, right? We can see that because there's a little line right here. We can see it right here, but that's a very small channel. We found that little bit of support right where we fell down to, and we can see that it did do something like that before the big run up. So history repeats itself a lot when it comes to crypto. So we see this right here. Let's zoom in, move it over. So we see that before we broke that 19K, we went up, came back down. We did make a support on there. So it holding on to this area right here where we're at is not, too far-fetched that we might touch on that again. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. If we break underneath that 19K, really we can call it 20, but we break underneath here, I wouldn't suspect it to hold on to this little channel right here. It's crypto. Anything could happen. It could potentially, go ahead and break past or hold on to this. But the way the markets are, we got, the government gonna unload tons of crypto from the Silk Road, right? So we got that to keep in mind in the future, that they might just unload a ton of crypto. They might just let all that crypto go. Let me get that horizontal line I just erased out it right back on here. So this is where we find ourselves on this area. The next area will be 12,000. It's at 13.57, but it's going to be give or take, depends what exchange you're using or whatever like that. But I remember very clearly when this happened in the past that it was around this 12,200 something, because remember, we hit this 19K. This was a brutal time for us. And then we tapped here again and then came back down where we tapped here and then broke out. This is where I suspect, as you can tell, I already got the arrow set up right here, where if we lose this 20,000 area, we could potentially see the price coming down to here. Then that's where we start to think about, what's going to, sorry about tapping on that. Then what's going to go on with ETH, right? Because ETH is going to be moving kind of downward as well. Before we do that, let's add this extraordinary indicator and see what it's telling us on the daily chart. So right here on this daily chart, we can see that it's telling us to sell, that, there's selling pressure going on. We got all these red arrows right here. These indicators, I just started using them to find some new things. They're pretty solid. They're pretty good. Let me know if you guys use them. If you guys can like and share the live, and we're going to have fun for about an hour. People step in. If you got a token you guys want me to look at, we'll definitely check it out. But we can see that there's this selling pressure, and it told us it might be a good time to short. And it predicted that for a while. It's pretty solid. So let's go down to the 4-hour chart, start to layer up what we got, and see if we can push back upwards from that 20,000 mark that we're at right now. So as far as on the 4-hour chart, if we're gonna if we're gonna hold on to this, it does start to show us buy signals, right? We got the arrows right here. We have the green dot on the bottom. We have some more arrows followed by the green dot. What's interesting is that we're way into the oversold area and we don't see a green dot yet. So that's pretty interesting, but this thing's pretty solid on the way it works. But we got to remember, these indicators and oscillators, they don't take fundamental analysis into consideration. They don't know that Bitcoin's gonna, that the government's gonna dump so many Bitcoin into the market and sell them from the Silk Road. It doesn't know that. It's just going off of the map that it has right now. We see the bulls basically trying to hold on to this price, as they should. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and check this out really quick. We're just having a live stream. It's not really planned out. I was making sure that this was working correctly. So the OBS and stuff, and we can have some fun at the same time. There's no rules to this, right? So we see the bulls holding on to that on the 1-hour chart. This is also indicating that we should sell. On the yearly, we're still up 23%. On the 3-month, we're up basically 18%. So let's go ahead and layer this chart, and then we'll get to ETH, and we'll take a look at a couple other things. So on the 45-minute chart, we see that there's more green arrows. We see that there's more green arrows. Ooh, I'm gonna move this up. There's more green arrows, and this thing's pretty crazy because usually, you would get kind of shooken out. It'd be pretty interesting to see, because when it tells you to do this, and even though the average trader would definitely get out the position, somehow it knows that it's going to go back up. So let's keep layering it and see if we see an example of that, of it saying to buy, and it was right at the whole time, no matter what, even though it would have scared you out of your position. So we have all these buys coming in. We see all these buy signals. So to me, this is a clear indication that the bulls are trying to hold on to this $20,000 range. And for good reason. It's very important. We lose this range right here, it's going to be pretty hectic. And what sucks is them talking about basically, dumping all this Bitcoin into the market. Now we can see on the 5-minute chart all these buys that came through, kind of holding on to this price. We made that support right there. Let's go ahead and mark it up. We made that support, and we're starting to march to the right a little bit. Down here we have all these buy signals, and we got a quite a bit of range to go up to the top. One thing that's good to note about this WTX, this oscillator on the bottom, although it's ideal to, you want to hold it as far up as you can, like making it all the way to the top and then selling it, I think it's more realistic to grab a horizontal line and go like this. Because if we see it tapped out right here, almost basically the same thing right here, but tapped out here, tapped out here, tapped out there. So more often than not, you might want to start to think about taking your position, not financial advice, but closing your position around this area of this oscillator and not trying to get that all the way, because nobody can buy the ultimate bottom and nobody's going to get to sell the ultimate top. So you got to be kind of realistic. And it was, as we can see, look at all these times that it kind of respects this horizontal line right here, here, here. So don't wait on trying to sell when you see the red dot and that's your sell signal. Although I do use the green one as a buy signal. But as far as the sell, I would much rather close my position anywhere in this range, which is around this. We're using this oscillator on the 48 range, so 50 range, and just get out, because we can see that more times than ever, the price goes back down around this section right here. So here, all these sections, look at this, more times than when it comes up here and puts a red dot. So just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and go down to the 3-minute. So we got a lot of buying pressure. We got the 1-minute. We have more buying pressure, which is good. Now we're marching to the right. This is consolidation. This is what we want to see. We want to see the bulls stepping in and actually taking care of what's going on with the price. So we'll zoom back out. Let's go to ETH and check out ETH. We're even going to look at Bone, right? Because Bone has pulled back because of the hit in the markets. Thanks you, bro. Thank you, Fomotoshi. I appreciate it. You're a broski for real, man. You don't even know. I got mad respect for Fomotoshi. And if you guys can, check out Mojo Token. We will bring it up, actually, if you guys want to go check it out. Yeah, Mojo Token is definitely epic. And currently you get reflections in SHIB, considering that, Shibarium is going to be coming out and things like that. That could be pretty lucrative in the future, considering that you're going to be, getting reflections in SHIB. So let's go to the ETH price. Let's go back to the daily on this. So we got it all set up. And before we do that, let's close the eyes on this one and get rid of the Bollinger Bands. And then we're just going to put the 200 moving average really quick. So moving average. And that's right here. We're going to go to settings. We're going to go to the 200 moving average. Okay. I'm going to go back to settings. We're going to go to style. We're going to pick yellow. It's easy to see. And we'll thicken the line up a little bit just so we can see it a lot better. I think my sight is going bad from all the times I look at these screens. But right now, before we go to ETH and look at something else, this is why I have this pump after crossing 200 moving average. Pump after crossing 200 moving average. We see that over the history of Bitcoin, it's basically respected this 200 moving average. Whenever it's gotten underneath it, it went to the downside, right? We had some pullbacks, as we can see here, and this time right here as well. But when we broke past the 200 moving average, we have some upside potential. That is why this price that we're at right now is so crucial, because right here we crossed it. We have a massive pump. We came back to the downside, crossing underneath the 200 moving average. We get above it again right here, another pump. We get underneath it, we have this downtrend. This was we just got over this 200 moving average. It's been a long time since we've been under there. We kept tapping it, trying to get closer and closer to it, but never really succeeding in breaking past it. This is the one time in a while in January that we saw bullish momentum in Bitcoin and it started to move in the right direction. Now look at where we're at right now. We're right on top of that 200 moving average and we're riding that line all the way across, right on that $20,000 mark. So that's why this area is very crucial for Bitcoin to hold on to, because anytime we break to the downside of that 200 moving average, we have somewhat of a downtrend. Is it going to be a short downtrend? Something basically similar to this right here, this little box right here. See if I can find these little boxes. Rectangle. So it could be something similar to this little section right here, where it's going to look like a small little trend where we fit right into that 12,000, right? Where it'll be almost identical to, oops. My bad. Right there. So where it could be the same little pattern breaking down right here, right? The same identical pattern, um, kind of fitting itself into this section right here, where we break back underneath the 200 moving average, and then we kind of have this downtrend, but then we start going right back up. So we could have a pattern like this fit into this section, but what if we have a pattern like this one? You know, what if this happens, considering that, you know, they're going to dump all these Bitcoins into the market? What if that pattern comes out, and then how far down are we actually going to go? That's, you know, something that we got to think about as investors, as people who believe in crypto. You know, so we have this pattern opportunity that could happen right here if we break underneath the 200 moving average. But we also have this scenario right here that we have to be responsible and really think about. If we break underneath that 200 moving average, we could go a lot lower. How lower? How much lower? You know, hopefully this 12,000 mark is the right area for us to go to. And the reason I say the 12,000, I'm just not picking numbers out the sky, and I don't advise anybody to do that, or, you know, basically follow anybody that just picks numbers out of nowhere and they do it like, oh, I just think it is. It's like, no, it cannot be like that. Just because you think that's what's going to happen, that's not what always happens, right? Okay, let me remove these boxes so they don't distract me. But that 12,000 mark is right here. It's prior, right? Remember, it's always going to repeat itself. What goes up must come down. What goes down is going up. What just showed up is now leaving, and what is just leaving is now showing up. So this $12,000 mark is something that I remember from the past that we tapped onto, tapped, and then we finally broke it, and then we had that upward trend. Same thing with the 19,000. That 19,000 is right here. It presents itself one more time before we break through, and that is that exact support that we're holding on to right now. So this is a pretty significant one, and I've been had this arrow down here because I know some people are saying 18,000. If you're gonna wait for Bitcoin to basically pull back or whatever and load up on Bitcoin, I probably wouldn't do it around here. You could DCA if you wanted to. It's not financial advice at the $18,000 mark. But 9 times out of 10, most likely it's going to respect the historical movement of the trade or whatnot and come down to that 12,000. Now let's go to the ETH prices and see what we got right here, how much data they have for us. So we have it on the 1 hour chart. Let's go to the 4 hour chart. I wonder why this is as far out as it lets me zoom out. Okay, so we'll do it on the daily. Okay, so on the daily, we're right here. Okay, this is the daily. We have this section right here. This is where we're going to be looking at. And we want to find a little bit of resistance before, because that's going to tell us a lot right there. So we're going to be looking in the past, kind of somewhere around here, because then we find this support right here. And if we zoom in really quick, we can see there was small little bit resistance, and then it broke out above and then came back down and made that support, because it can't be this lower one. This one would be, so this price range would be, so we're going to mark this up. ETH moves a little bit different, so we're going to mark this one up as well, because we got some resistance. Zoom in a little bit. We have this resistance taps right here, and then we have followed by the support. Let's mark it up just so we can keep track of everything. So a tap right there, tap right here, and one more time right there, followed by breaking out, and we can see a small little wick right there making a support, and then we continue to rise. So there is a possibility that it could hold on to 668, but obviously probably the best one for us to want it to do, and we can all hope for it to do, is to hold on to where we're at right now. And where we're at right now is the potential of it going down to this 900 and something dollars, which I'm sure a lot of us remember when it did. We can see that support right here as well. In the past, when it broke past it, came right back down and tapped right there. And we also can see that this is a price that it likes to respect in this range right here. So same thing with like Bitcoin. You know, we can probably go down to that 12,000. We don't want to go lower than that. You know, that might send crypto right back into the Stone Age for all we know. So we definitely don't want that. But we can see this price right here. So Fomotoshi, I'm thinking this, you know, this area right here, this 922. There is a small channel as well right here, this 1200. And I think if you guys remember, those who have been involved in crypto long enough, there was a time where ETH was kind of trading within that, basically that 1200 mark, which is right here. There we go. That's it right there. And you always want to like kind of layer it so you can see that it's true from the past to the future. It should match, right? So we got a support right there. What we got? Okay, your channel Magic AI. Okay, Magic AI. I don't think I've seen that one. I'll look that one up. Right after this one right here. So you want to make sure that when you put a horizontal line and you're trying to figure something out, that it matches to the past. So right here we have basically it tapping, right? Tapping right here, and we can see that it also tapped right here. So it was a support right here and resistance. So this channel is real. That section right there, let's see which one that is. That's around that 1200. So we could see ETH pulling back to 1200, give or take. Right there, we wanted to hit this one, that bottom when it made a support, and paying attention that when it hit right here, these two times that it resisted right here when it got down into this channel and pumped back up. So there is something there where we basically can see the price of, you know, that 1200, something like that, which, you know, ETH right now is looking like it's downtrending. So let's go ahead and add the oscillators, and then we're going to check out, what is it called? It is called Magic AI. Okay, I like the sound of that. There was a wave of the AIs, right? There was a couple of them that did really well. So let's add this indicator. So as of right now, on the daily chart, it's telling us that it's in a selling position, right? It's saying that there's a lot of selling pressure. We also are not in the oversold section where you would eventually want to buy. Let's layer the charts up and see if, you know, the bulls are holding on to this price. We see some bulls trying to hold on to this, holding on. I would be kind of cautious on this, to be honest with you guys. Oh, did that just pop up? Okay, that one. Zoom in. When we get the green dot, what happens when you get this green dot down here, what's nice is you're going to get a highlighted green candle. So it's pretty cool how this, there goes right there. So there goes that highlighted green candle followed by this green dot down here. So this indicator is pretty cool. Like, one thing that I like about it, and let me, I'm going to scoot this over if you guys don't, oops. I'm going to scoot this over just so when I'm explaining this on a YouTube short, I can make my short and not be in the picture, right? So I appreciate it. What's pretty cool about this indicator, it's almost like giving you a warning, right? So it was all this downtrend, but it's starting to let you know, like, hey, buyers might start coming in. The bulls are coming in. Right here is saying to take a long. I personally would not take a long position because you always want to wait for the first green candle to break past the last red candle. And that's going to be easy to see if you guys are using the Heiken Ashi candles. If you guys are using regular candles, here we got green, red, green, red, green, red. It's going to be a lot more difficult for you to see. So I like to use the Heiken Ashi candles. They're a lot more, they're just letting you know, hey, these are all going down instead of playing with your feelings, and some are green and some are not. But this right here, to me, the way I interpret it, you guys can let me know how you interpret it, is, okay, not mine. I think it has some potential in this AI token. Okay, cool. Definitely. I think these AI tokens, I know the hype has kind of calmed down a little bit, but I still think they have a lot of potential. The technology is definitely there and it's not going to fade. But the way I interpret this indicator with this bottom one, these together, is like, it's letting me know right here. We can see that it said to take some long positions. I would not, right? Me personally, I wouldn't, because I already know the style of trading that I like is gap and go trading. And one thing that we wait for is for the body of the first green candle to break past the last red candle. And we can see that right here, right? If we zoom all the way in, the body of this green candle, let's move it over. Got to remember that. So the body of this green candle broke past the last red candle. So I wouldn't take a buy here. I wouldn't take a long position, even though I'm saying long +4, long +1, long +1. It's still a downtrend. I would wait till I saw not only just the green dot, because sometimes the green dot will come out and it'll be a highlighted candle, but it still did not break the body of the last red candle. And it also cannot be just a wick. It has to be, the body of the green candle breaking past the last red candle. And you'll see some momentum. You can see also right here, this is a perfect example how you can get tricked. Let's say you would have not been patient and you saw the wick break past the body of the last red candle and you would have took that trade. Yeah, it went up a little bit, but then it came right back down. So you definitely want it to be, we can see this right here. The bodies are basically matching. It's just almost a wick and it comes right back down. So you want to wait for this indicator to match up, all these things to align. Let's see if we can find one more example of this happening right here. Okay, let's center it so we can do our shorts. The shorts are actually picking up on the channel quite a bit, and the subscriber count is flying. So if you're part of the shorts and that's how you found the channel, and now you're inside here, I appreciate it. Pretty epic. We'll be doing a lot more shorts, considering that YouTube is pushing those shorts out and they're getting way more views than my long form content. But the shorts are going to be coming from this right here. So right here we have a perfect example, right? Look at the green dot came out saying to buy. It's not a good buy. This green candle did not break past that last one. This is really interesting right here. And we can see that we don't have that. None of these green candles, look how flat they are. They're not breaking past. It's saying to take long positions, although it was right. It knew that you could position yourself to take a long and then it was going to go back up anyways. But I think it's better practice to wait for something like this. See this candle right here is slightly over. If you wanted to wait for this next one, now that this green candle is clearly, the body of this green candle is clearly bigger than the last red candle. This is where you would want to take the trade and then ride this up. I'll be honest with everybody here. I would have got out on the first red candle. And sometimes this thing knows better than I do, because getting out on the first red candle, it's pretty interesting how it says to hold on, and it knows better. So I'm curious to see on this buy signal right here, although we would have waited for this, go back to the center. Although we would have waited, I would have got out right here. First red candle, I'm out. It's done. You know, or if it would have got close enough to these top ranges as well, remember to highlight this like this. This is where it usually goes up to. I would have got out as well. But it's saying just to hold on. It didn't put a sell signal on the 4-hour chart. And I've seen this thing where it basically kind of continues to kind of creep up. So on the 1-hour chart, we got our buy signal. So Fomotoshi, we're looking good. And that's what I'm talking about. This thing is pretty interesting. It's been saying to go long since over here. Even during this downtrend, it said to go long, add to your position, add to your position. Bulls are stepping in. And we're going to see if this thing's right, because it would have shook me out. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would have got shooken out that position, and I would have just been waiting to see when the next run up was going to happen. But it knew to hold on, and it looks like it's going to be correct. It looks like it's about to be turning around, as we can see right here. So now we got this perfect example on the 1-hour chart. We got a buy signal. Of course, we wouldn't take the buy. We would wait for the first green candle. Let's see if we can have one of these do it live, since it's happening right now. Okay, so right here, we got the buy signal right here. We don't have the candle breaking past the body. Okay, go down to the 15-minute chart. Again, we don't have no green candles breaking really past. It's just a wick. We need that green candle. Let's go down to the 5. See if we get a buy to step in. Look at this. It's pretty cool though. I like this indicator. So we got some consolidation. So let's go ahead and make a double of this one. Duplicate this. And then let's check this out. So it's called, let's see what it's called. It is called Magic AI. Okay. So let's put this back up here. So Magic AI. This is Saitama right here, doing what Saitama does. So Magic AI. So is it this one right here? I'm assuming it's this one. All right, cool. So let's check out Magic AI. Let's see what Fomotoshi got for us. Dropping some gems for us. Let's see what we got. So let's scroll down. I'm in the middle of the screen. I'm going to leave it right there. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way too much. It could help out when I'm doing some of the short form content. And since there's a lot of subscribers coming in from the short form content, it's a good idea, right? We got to follow all trends. Even, you know, they say the trend is your friend. We even got to follow your, okay, cool. This is the right one. So right now, we don't have the same access to all the other indicators that we had on TradingView, but we do have some of the things that we can use on here. One of them being the Heikinashi candles, right? So we see the Heikinashi candles. Let's go back to the regular candlesticks on this one. Works a little bit different. I just want to see what's going on first. But we do got the SAR. The best thing to do, this one's so brand new. You know, obviously it's pulled back. It has a, where are we at? We have a market cap of 112,000, which is good. I like that they have all their things set up right here. Let's open this in another tab. Let's check out their Twitter as well. Yeah, like Magic AI, we're checking this out. So let's see what else we got. So let's layer this chart up. We got the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, it's looking like it wants to definitely curl up. What I will say, when it comes to these tokens, sometimes what you want to keep an eye for are these psychological barriers, because I noticed they respect them a lot. So it's that when we erase a 0, I'm just going to mark this up. I'm not saying it's going to come down to this section, because this might be the bottom right here, just right above it right here. But always keep an eye on that, where that 0 gets added back on or gets erased, because it's pretty significant in the crypto space. But on the MACD, we got the blue crossing over the orange. We have buying pressure followed by the solid green candles, right? We still waiting for the SAR, but that's the 4-hour chart. Let's start to layer it up. Let's look at the buys as well and the sells. Okay. Because, you know, people are going to sell after the main pump, and it can curl back up. And we'll check out the website in just a second to see. Oh, they did a relaunch. Okay. They relaunch. Okay, cool. So this is the relaunch. Now we start to see a little bit more where it's respecting this price right here, this 1269. So I got to get the arrows just so we can keep track of things. So right here, it respected it, and right here. And when you look at something called range trading, you'll see that it comes up where basically it keeps respecting a certain support area over and over again. So right now that price is at 1287, but remember always to keep that erasing a zero thing in your mind. Going to the hourly chart. Okay, so we see some consolidation, and we see where that resistance is at as well, where this channel is at. It's right. I would really just look at this range right here, to be honest with you, and not worry about the smaller channels. You know, we got support right here. We have support. Let's go ahead and mark it up. We have initial support right here, because these are more true, at least to me, right? I have to say the cheesy thing, cliche thing of not financial advice, but you guys know what's up. So it's respected this the most, right? And just like prior resistance becomes future support, a future present support can become a future resistance. And so this is the channel that this token is trading within right now. It's trading within the 1287 and that 1872, which makes sense because that's like psychological barrier at that 2000 mark. So 1000, 1500, 2000, 2500, those are those psychological barriers. Let's layer this chart, and we'll check out their socials as well and see what they got going on. So that's the range. We don't have much volume, 3,800 in volume, but let's see what this website looks like. Magic AI. Okay. So Magic Artist software. Okay, we got generate on a web dApp, generate on Telegram. Okay, we got this right here. So Magic AI is designed to help artists and marketers quickly create customized art for their campaigns. This software utilizes artificial intelligence and advanced algorithms to generate custom art from text descriptions with an upgraded quality, allowing marketers to get the most from their campaigns. This innovative software offers the flexibility to create artwork for any individual or project, from logos or banners to social media posts and ads. I like this. This part right here is kind of different because, you know, a lot of the other ones were just generating pictures for fun and not really as a marketing tool, right? So this Magic AI is kind of putting a twist on it where it's not just for individuals, but also projects, right? Where you can create logos and banners to social media posts and ads. Our user-friendly software also makes it easy for marketers to customize the art with a few clicks, giving them more time to focus on the creative side of their campaign. Okay, so that's pretty epic. I'm not going to go through everything on this one, but I do like that they're smart enough to basically use it as a marketing tool, not just for themselves, because a lot of them are just doing it and having fun where it's just basically in-house. But I think it's a lot smarter to use it as a marketing tool and where other projects can use it as well. And that's how you get revenue coming in. So, all right, let's check out their Twitter really quick. If you're part of the Magic AI community, share the video. If you guys want me to do a full, breakdown of your project, let me know. Okay, so definitely got to update this. Their Twitter is, their Twitter is not up right now. So we got to keep that in mind. They're definitely going to have to upgrade that. Okay, but as the prices go right now for Motoshi, let's go ahead and check this out as well. So we got the taxes. The buy tax is 5% and the sell tax is 6.8. Okay, so it's a pretty clean contract, to be honest with you guys. It's not too bad compared to a lot of other ones. If you guys can always use Token Sniffer, just get used to doing these things and checking contracts and seeing what's going on and what it tells you. And I think it's just a smart way to practice yourself. So we got the selfie 6%. It has not been renounced. Maybe they're doing updates, so keep that in mind. We got adequate initial ETH 13.2, and the current ETH is 14.7. So doing pretty good. They added quite a bit of ETH. That is probably making the liquidity really strong and not letting it pump up as easy as it can with any buys. But some people want that, so like that can just grow really solid and whatnot. So next, obviously, I'll let everybody know about BRB Cash getting listed on hot bit, which is pretty exciting. Still very early. Obviously, the crypto market has been nuked at this time. So although we got listed on Hotbit, the price is consolidating, moving sideways. But I do have, basically, I know that it's going to keep going up. This is basically the bottom right here. We just got listed on there. We see that. I don't know how exchanges do this, but when tokens get listed, boom, you just see that happen. But if you look, we're basically at the bottom, just consolidating. We see the volume picking up. What I want to tell you, that's going to be like a tall tale sign that it's kind of ready to go. And they relaunched. They relaunched because the first contract was renounced. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so that makes sense. That's why this one's not renounced. So, and that doesn't mean that something's bad if it's not renounced, or if it is renounced. It kind of goes both ways. Sometimes it being renounced looks like people don't want to do nothing with the project, and it's just community driven, and whatever happens happens. But also sometimes it's not renounced, so the team and the community can make decisions on the future of the token. As far as BRB Cash goes, like I was saying, one thing that's going to be a giveaway of what's going on is the spread. And right now the spread is getting good. Before, when you looked at it on the 5-minute chart, it did not look like this. So the volume's already picking up. Let's look at the volume. Copy this, bring it down here. And we'll click this price. Put this in there again, just at this price. So far it's traded, excuse me, $16,000 worth of trading volume in the last 24 hours, less than 24 hours. So that's pretty good, being listed on an exchange. If we head over here and go to change on the global and put these right here, where is it at? It was just up here. So I don't see it, but it was one of the top coins. It has just been listed, so there is that. But we're up 45% in the 24 hours. But as I was saying, about one thing you want to note is the spread is getting smaller. The spread is that this price is 11,605 and the buyers is 11,406. When that price starts to contract and the price becomes, let's say the buyers were at 11,600 or 602, that's how the price is going to start pumping and kind of going up, right? That it's going to, because if the spread is too big, like it was earlier today when I checked, it was a lot wider than this. Nobody's going to want to take that jump, right? Because if you bought the market price, you're already at a loss, and you got to wait till the buyer step up a lot higher. Something cool that you can do if you're interested is go to these decimals right here and basically go to 5 decimals. Okay. And we can see the smallest amount of decimals. We can see what's going on. So we got 89K fighting that 150K. So that's what's going to be going on for this to break through right here. We also have 28 followed by 1 point. But this is what's nice. Behind this, at that 1,000 mark, or $10,000, just the number 10,000 right here. So 000106 or whatever, 04. Right here, we got 1.7 million ready to step in. So that's something to keep in mind right there. We'll go back to the 8 decimals. Okay, so that's where we're at. We can see the spread changing right there. Look at the spread right now. As we just said it right now, very nice, very nice. So now 11406, 11405. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. This is where the prices start to usually pump, because it's very easy for it to keep kind of fighting each other. And we can check it out right here on the depth chart. This right here, this is a weird chart, and it takes a lot of practice, because you actually want the red to be higher for it to go up. It needs to be basically oversold, right? Because when we look at a chart, you want it to be oversold. If you looked at this, you would think that it being green would be good way up here, but it's actually opposite on this depth chart. And it took me a lot of practice where I had to turn a monitor upside down to kind of get the understanding of what's going on with this. Let's see what else we got. Have you heard of CAS? Yes, I have heard of CAS. Definitely. That one's actually doing really well. CAS is doing, so you guys, CAS. Yes, CAS is doing really, really well. I was trading that one on MEXC, and it was a lot of fun because it was doing really well. So right here we got that spread. Look at how the spread got separated again, 11,605 to 11,305. That's where it gets slow, and the buyers are not going to step up. When you see that spread change, and of course, it's not financial advice. Every once in a while, I've noticed BRB Cash will wick down to where it erases at 0, right? Until where that 0 drops. That right there is a huge opportunity. If you can set a buy order down here into these 9 sections or somewhere in this section and it snatches your order up, that's a huge opportunity because we're at the bottom. It's going to pump from here. It's just a matter of time. And obviously the overall market got nuked today. So it's going to be a little bit harder to get people in. So the next one we want to look at is CAS. Let's see if we can look at CAS right here. If it's not on here, we'll go to MEXC. Right. Let's see. We can go straight to TradingView actually. We got Bone token here as well. Who's holding Bone? Any of you guys holding Bone? Show me whatever project. I know it's on BTC. We're doing Bitcoin price predictions, but if you guys got a token that you guys want to look at, like we're going to take a look at CAS right now, let me know so we can check it out. It doesn't matter if it's on DeFi, if it's on whatever it might be. We're going to check it out. So we got CAS right here on Whitebit. Why is it only on that exchange? I haven't heard of that exchange. But let's see what we got. Let's go to the daily chart. And then we'll see what CAS is going on. What is that person's name? Franny Hado? Okay. Okay, this is where we're at on this one. We do see some buying happen. Is this the right CAS? I don't think it is. Let me know down in the comments. Is this the right CAS right here? Because it's at a price of 433, so I don't think this is it, right? Let's see. Let's go to MEXC. Oops. Oh, I'm putting Z. That's why. My bad. My bad, everybody. Okay, so let's go under right here. Okay, here we go. This is CAS. All right. Now we got the chart. Clee and ETH or Gala? Yeah, I got you. No problem. What is that? Izzy? Just smash the like button if you guys can. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to start doing this a lot more. And yeah, we'll basically be doing this and checking things out. And we're not going to draw no lines. We're not going to say we don't look at this project or the other project. We're going to look at everything. You guys want to check it out? We're going to check it out. So as far as CAS goes, it's hit its all-time high, which I actually got to get a piece of that. So we'll just mark it at the body right now. Right erasing at 0. We're going to go over here. What's funny about this is you guys are going to be hearing me I do my internal dialogue now. So this is going to be something that we're going to get used to on the channel. Yeah. Yep, for sure. Mojo token is going to do good. Like, you know, you guys behind it are solid, man. I know you guys for over a year already. I mean, people with great intentions, people who's helped me out, and we help each other out. This is really how the space should be. So first thing we're going to do is try to identify where CAS is potentially going to stop at and where you can possibly take a position, right? Looking at it on the daily chart, we obviously got a lot of selling pressure. Let's zoom in. Zoom in a lot more. Bring this to the center part. So for my shorts, I appreciate you guys. Hopefully this little center screen doesn't bother you guys too much. But right here we have, you know, sell is letting us know that bears are coming in. Bears are coming in, basically saying, hey, be careful. You might not want to do that. So the price that we're looking at, if it can hold on to, but considering the selling pressure, it might be some trouble. Now, to identify if the overall market wants to respect this number, notice that we're going to erase this going from 1 cent and dropping back down. Those are very, you know, tough areas, the psychological barriers. But what we're going to do is layer the time frames to see if it starts to consolidate and respect this area, and also taking into account if the indicators are telling us that that's what it wants to do. Now we can see that we lowered the time frames. We can see the tap up here, followed by another one right here, having trouble. There's a small channel right here. We're not going to pay attention to this one. We're going to be focused on the main movements, the main ones. So, let's see, is this a good DCA? To be honest with you, the thing with DCA, I think it has too much of a broad stroke on it. Like if you're supposed to be like DCAing all the way down, like I don't think just DCAing all the way down is a good idea. Now, I do believe that if you like something, DCAing, dollar cost averaging, on main supports and resistance, you know, the areas that it has respected in the past. Now, I do believe that's a good way. But let's say somebody was DCAing this way right now. you're just buying at a higher price. It still has to come down and touch this support. So why not just DCA? It's the same DCA. You're still dollar cost averaging, but wait for it to hit something that it has respected in the past, or somehow interacted with that support line. And we can see that we're most likely going to. Now, this is where you start to pay attention, right? Because this one right here is pretty epic, actually, because this is where we get to use this new indicator that I'm using. If you guys are interested in using it, it's brand new. I just found that I want to bring some new ones instead of the same ones we seen on my channel, and also a lot of the same ones that everybody uses. But it's called the WTX. That's what you'll type in. Big shout out to Dread Blitz, the guy who invented it and put this algorithm together. It's pretty cool. And what it will do, what it's gonna do is add this one down here at the bottom, and it's also gonna add this on the top. These are buy and sell signals. Now, this is a perfect example of how you just don't buy right away when these indicators tell you to do so. And this is the way that I'm interpreting this, right? Everybody's going to have their own way of how they understand it. And I want you guys to, be basically full. Let me move this over so we can see these dots, fully aware of what's going on. So let's scroll. Let's bring this down a little bit more. Right here, when these green candles, these green arrows started to come out, green arrow is letting us know that the bulls are, there's buying pressure. I don't got the volume on down here as well no more. I'm using this. It's letting us know that the buys are starting to come in, and buys are starting to come in. Right here, it told us to take a long. Even right here, it told us to take a short. Most people wouldn't because the candles were still green, but evidently it was right, because that would have been a winning trade. But when entering, I like to wait, and I'm gonna show you exactly where you wait to and when is a good idea. Now, buying pressure. It says to go long, don't go long. We got a green dot down here, followed by a highlighted candle that's green. But we always wait for this, and it's always not 100%. We can see the body of the candle poking past, which it really didn't because it's that wick, but it has to break past this. That's why it wasn't that powerful. Now this one right here is clearly, the body of the candle is clearly past this one now. This is where it looks really good, but it knows to just continue to hold on. This is where you're going to want to look to DCA. This is the 92.10. Anywhere in this section right here, especially if it taps this right here, which I believe that it's going to, which is at 92. I would put it at like 99, right? Put it like 9999, all nines. And that's probably going to be the price that it's going to wick down to and touch. And this is the area I would DCA, 92.10, probably put a little bit order above that, maybe at the 95 section. That would be probably a good section as well. Right in this section to see what's up with the buys stepping in. Let's layer the chart. Let's see what you guys are writing. Is it a good, okay, we still got that message. Good time to DCA. All right. Let's layer it a little bit more, and we'll see if that's what's going on, or there's new selling pressure stepping in on the lower time frames that will reflect the higher time frames. And this is the 45-minute chart. We got a little bit of a downtrend. It didn't tell us to exit this whole long position that we're still in, so it must know something. This one's doing really, really well. Actually, I think this one's going to continue to do really well too, especially you bringing it up. So there's like there's some, like, people know about it. Again, it's doubling down. So it's got a green arrow right here that a lot of buys came through. Again, right here, some more green buys. So it's saying, hold your position. This is the area I would look to DCA, bro. To be honest with you, this would be that section right here. And I would keep an eye on it. Most likely it'll peel back down and eventually continue to consolidate. Once it makes a support on this level, and basically starts to consolidate, do whatever it wants to do like this, you kind of know that you're in the right section, right? You kind of know what's going on, because now it's going to be followed by the first initial support, then another support. And that's psychological stuff that the traders think about, that is continuing making, a triple bottom or whatever it might be, a cup and handle that it might look like, or whichever one. But at the end of the day, it's just making supports at a certain price range that it's respecting, and that the price is going to go back up, right? So we'll go down to the lower time frames and see what's going on. We have some buying pressure stepping back in. We have the sell. Let's go down to the 3-minute. We're just checking it out, going down just basically checking out all the time frames. It's something that I think it's good to do, because it kind of lets you know. And we can see that now we're zooming out, that downtrend has basically kind of finished, and we're basically marching to the right. So I would suspect that this is the area that you want to, DC. Yeah, bro, that's the price right there. Yep. Anything in that section right underneath that zero being erased from 90, from that 9 all the way to that, going to 1 cent. I think that's the area that you would potentially want to. Not financial advice. I got to do the cliche thing, and I apologize for that. I know it could be irritating, but that's the area that I would look at, because there's a lot of buys coming in, right? It has great volume. Let's see what we got going on over here. And another thing to note, check out over here on the right. on the day's range, we're right in that section. So on the daily range, we have 98.23 and the high side is 11.609. So I would position myself to stay within this section right here, anything from 9 all the way up to, right that 9.9 or whatever, because it does have a little bit more downside to potentially go to. Thank you, Fomotoshi. Yeah, press the like button if you guys can. Share the stream. We're just going to have fun and see what happens from this right here, hanging out together. Is there any other ones you guys definitely want me to check out and stuff? Let's see what we got right here. What does it say? Okay. Pretty good. I mean, it's looking really good. This is the section that if it holds on to, this is healthy. This is exactly what you want. Nice little pullback. And that'll be what you want. Going down to the 4 hour one more time. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Is there any other tokens, Franny? And then I'm also going to bring down the second channel, just so you can see if, for whatever reason, the markets get a little bit wild. Remember what I said about just don't, like, the crypto space sometimes just has people like, it's a DCA, 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 but it doesn't tell people really the right way to DCA. Like, do you want to be DCAing on a complete downtrend? I wouldn't, right? I would much rather, if you have time, Elon. Yeah, we got time, man. We're just doing this for fun. This is what we're doing. And we're making a nice long live stream, looking at projects and whatnot. And then I get to make some short videos from it. Later on today, in about 30 minutes, actually, is the BRB Cash podcast, live with some projects on there and whatnot. And we're probably going to be celebrating, us being listed on Hotbit. So if you guys can, stay tuned for us when we do the podcast at 7 p.m. Central Time today, which is 5 o'clock Pacific Time, where I'm at right now in Las Vegas. So another thing to note, like when you're ready to jump into a trade, at least for me, do not go against a 15-minute candle. If the 15-minute candle is red and you're looking on the 1 minute chart and you're thinking about jumping in, forget about it. Like, do not do it, because you're basically going to be swimming against the current. Right here, any of these buys, and it would have been a red 15-minute candle. If I would have said, okay, this is looking good, I got some buy signals, and I would have went to the 15-minute candle and it would have been red, I wouldn't do it. There's no way, because it's like all these smaller trades, this 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute, all that trading is happening within one 15-minute candle. So the 1 minute time frame, the 3 minute, and the 5 minute, all those candles are basically the trades that are happening within that one 15-minute candle. So you want to do that within a green candle. So especially if you're going long, right? If you're going long, you want to do that within a green 15-minute candle. So it can almost be like a lazy river. You don't have to swim, basically, and you're going with the current. If you're shorting now, you want that 15-minute candle to be red. So like that, the 1, 3, and 5 minute time frames that you're trading are all within a red 15-minute candle, which is a bearish candle, right? So just keep that in mind as well. Okay, so let's look at Elon. What is that one? If you have time, look at Elon. Is there a lot of them or no? Let's look it up. Just put Elon and see what pops up. You tell me which one it is. This one right here, right? So we got 1 year ago. Let's see, it has some. So I believe it's this one. Yes. Okay, Dogeline. So this one right here, right? Let's see what we got going on right now. Move this over for my short videos, hooking it up for the new subs, and YouTube pushing that content out. They usually never plug me like that, but man, those shorts have been getting pushed out. So let's see what we got. Always start on the daily chart, give you an idea of what's going on. Put it on auto, just to adjust this. Scroll this down, just so I can see the initial channels that we got. Okay, I could see that right away. Perfect, cool. Horizontal line. We got this right here. This is the main line we're going to look at. It's going to be a give or take. We can see it respecting it right there. This line is important, which the one that we're on right now, right? And we see that there's this, let's screw it over. So I remember to do this. So this is an important support right here. That is the 633.29. Or it's right here, 633.29. The reason it's important, and we can see that people are holding on to it, knowing that it's important. We see the selling pressure disappearing. So we got light red candles on the MACD, basically letting you know that we're losing selling pressure and it's about to turn around. Now we zoom out. That's why the daily chart is good at first to check out what's going on. In the past, this was a section before the breakout. that we have to break past. We see the resistance right here. Resistance, resistance. And when we broke past that was the first time we had this, initial pump. Then this is that zero threshold down here, which I don't think this one will go down here because obviously you brought it up and this one has, it's been around in the space. This is the lower channel that I don't want it to go down to for you guys, but keep that in mind. So next we'd have this one right here. You want it to follow some kind of prior resistance, future support. They have to line up with something. If it doesn't line up and you're just putting it, you might be being biased with yourself, and you got to be careful with that. I've done it where you see what you want to see, right? You don't want to do that. You want to see what the chart is telling you. Don't get offended by it. Just look at it as if the chart is trying to communicate with you. So prior resistance, right? This is the time that we have prior resistance, and now we have becoming future support. We have it here. We have it followed by here. Again, right here. And then we lost that support. That's why we went down into this other channel. So now we have, this is the channel we'll be attacking. 1 second. Yeah, you guys get to hear my internal dialogue now, so that's pretty funny. So my bad about that, but that's how it works. So this is the section that we're going to want to break past. Let me see. This is a tough one right here. This is the thing with like DeFi, of course, it's not always picture perfect, but we're going to mark this one up really quick and see where it matches up. So we have this. Okay, so it does match up. We see these resistance and we see where it tried to hold on to the support, but it was a false breakout to the bottom, but it did essentially try to hold on to it. We could see that it did hold on to that section, and then we lost it and we broke down to the downside. And then now this is where we want to attack. This is where we want to understand. And that price is 48.54. So going towards that halfway mark, right? The next 5,000 or whatever. So let's screw it over. Let's do some layering of the chart now that we got it marked up and we can, excuse me, that we can see the channels that we're in. So like that, you got a goal to set, right? So we see the Dogeline people stepping up. We've got a big green candle right there, looking really good on the 4-hour chart. And we're going to be marching towards this section. We want to get up here. This is where we want to get. We want to break past that. That'll be the ideal section. Let's go down to the 2-hour chart. We see that, right? It's looking good. Big green candle. The hour chart looking good. We do have a good amount of volume, so this one could definitely do it. It's got $704,000 in trading volume and quite a bit of holders as well. So let's go to the 30-minute chart. We see it pumping right up there. Let's go down to the 15-minute chart. Looking like a God candle at this point, right? Looking really good. Okay, let's go down to the 5-minute chart. And this is what you want to see. Like after it breaks past this, if it comes back down and holds this support, right? This, because they're always going to do this. Go up, break past it, come down, and then go back up. Because it's going to have to break past this initial resistance. It was being resisted through this area. And then once it breaks past, like it did right now, most people start to sell and they get nervous. But really, it's supposed to come back down and you were supposed to buy here. Most people see a big green candle, they just start buying. And it's like, it's going to come back down. It has to do this motion to take off. Basically, this motion saying that, hey, now that we broke past this resistance, I also want to let you know that I'm a support now. And this is not a false breakout to the top. This is a support that now we're going to be respecting from here on out. This is where you take the trade. When it peels back down anywhere inside here, and then you can ride that wave all the way back up. All right. So let's look at BTC really quick, just see what's going on. 20,100. We got CAS holding on to that penny mark right there. That's going to be that section you're going to want to look at. What was another one we had? We also had Bone up here. You guys got any more before I get ready for the podcast at BRB Cash? We got the Elon Musk one, or the Dogeline. We got BRBC looking good as well. BRBC right here. We're not that far from all-time highs. The minute BRBC gets to break all-time highs, this is one epic reversal, if you ask me. It's like, almost one that you guys don't. Binance holding a lot of Elon. Yes, that is very bullish, bro. That's some good info right there. Fanny, man, we got to do this some more. You got to step in, join me and Fomotoshi up in here. We're going to start doing these live streams, and any other projects you're interested in, we can rock with them and stuff. So on the 4-hour chart, we're looking good. We had that initial pump. We're consolidating. That's another thing. When we have a pump and it steps back down, see if it makes a support and starts to march to the right and starts to consolidate. That lets you kind of know that what's going to happen if it starts to make higher lows, kind of going up, 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 up. that's going to let you know that the trend is ready to go right back up. And remember, the trend is your friend. So keep that in mind as well. The consolidation after a nice little pump, after the pump and the pullback is healthy. Now, if it would have tried to hold the support and then broke down again, you basically know just to wait till it can make a couple supports. And why it does not want to erase, that's fine. I'll leave it there for now. Okay, okay, that's the last one. All right, so let's see what else we got. We got BRB Cash on Hotbit. We'll see what's going on with the spread. So the spread is too wide. Remember, we talked about that spread. That's that 12,499, and this is 11,351. So until that spread kind of fixes, that's when things are going to get a lot better, and the prices are start to keep pumping up and down. And you can see that if we erase this really quick, and let's go to BTC, just to show you this kind of spread idea and what's going on. You can see the prices. Look how close they are. You know, they're not that far apart. The spread is at 0.23. Okay, and BRB Cash, the spread is currently at 9.1%. So it's too big of a spread. Let's look at another one. Maybe that would be a little bit visible because, you know, Bitcoin was moving a little bit fast. Go to ETH and check out the spread. So you can see the spread right here is 1425, 1427, right? And the spread is under 1%. You want that spread to be under 1%, and you want this depth chart to be kind of like this. The red, like this. This red being above the green is good, but you want it to kind of match up. This is a perfect one. When they look like two mountains together, but the red is just a little bit higher, that's going to create it to pump up. You want the red to be a little bit higher and the green to be kind of close to it. This is ideal right here. And we can probably see that on the chart that it's most likely going to be green and kind of starting to pick up in the price a little bit. We have, what EMA do they got set up on here? So we have a EMA that they set up. I didn't set this one up, but obviously it's respecting that one. I'm not familiar with Hotbit. So it's the 30 moving average. Let's see. Yeah, so we got the 30 moving average. This is the one to keep an eye on ETH and stuff. We can see that it's tapped there and it's tapping on it again, and it's going to try to pass it again. So I'm going to close out on this one. It was pretty epic. I appreciate those who came in, those who shared the stream. We're going to start doing this a lot more, and we can grow these live streams to shield each other's projects and keep growing, right? This is going to be pretty good for us. If you guys can join us on the BRB podcast later on in about 20 minutes. So hopefully I see you guys there, where we're going to talk about, you know, us launching on Hotbit and some further development. So appreciate you guys tapping in.